Local manufacturers are speaking out following the recent opening of the Taiwan-St. Lucia Partnership Trade Show. While the trade show is being touted as a success, some believe that more can be done to promote local artisans and include a more permanent space for handmade goods to be displayed. Solange Alfred reports.
The recently held Taiwanese trade show has been touted as a success by many of the organizers. Reaching out to local artisans, Hot 7 News sought to find out if the same sentiments were expressed by those who participated. Manager of Poetry Kisses, Jennifer St. Louis, who creates wearable art, believes that the 2018 Taiwanese trade show offered local artisans a great opportunity to showcase their products. However, the new location at the Golden Palm Event Center was not ideal for patrons to adequately view the range of products on display.
That trade show really gave us the exposure that we needed, gave me the exposure that I needed. I've done a lot of marketing, and we just had a rebranding, a completely new relaunch. So that was basically the avenue that we used it for. So I had all of my marketing, the banners and everything, and it gave me the exposure. It brought out a lot of people who wouldn't ordinarily see the things that I produce or know me or know the business, came out and supported us and were introduced to Poetry Kisses. So I think that that exposure is needed, and it aided in that area. My only concern was this is my second year doing the trade show. So last year we had it at a bigger venue. The Johnson Center was a lot bigger. There was an open concept. Everything was flowing, the crowds especially. And because everybody, the previous years, that's where they were before. Now we are at a new venue this year. I think it hurt us just a little bit because not a lot of people were aware of where the new venue was. And because of the nature of the floor plan of it, it was segmented. It didn't have as open a concept as the Johnson Center.
Her solution? St. Louis has put a call out to the powers that be to look into creating or obtaining a space that will allow for the proper walkthrough and provide a location for homegrown, all-natural, locally made products in St. Lucia.
In future, maybe we do need, well, not maybe, we do need a concept similar to the Johnson Center, big open area where they could have events like those. The other area that they did consider, I think, in hearing was the Darren Sammy Stadium. But even then, it's outdoors. There's so many different variables to take in, the weather, the floor plan and wiring and electricals, everything. So it wasn't really conducive. So that was the next best thing. So I do think that we do need a facility to house these events, and not just an annual thing. I think we do need the exposure as young businesses, completely homegrown, made in St. Lucia, handmade things, whether it's jewelry or food. I do think we do need a home that sets us apart from the things that are mass-produced, imported as well. We do need somewhere that people could come to and see us and know that these things exist.
St. Louis states that with stiff competition from big retail outlets and established international brands, micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises need a space to call their own, where the St. Lucian public will know that this location is one that enables the economic development of the entire nation.
From speaking to my colleagues, they produce food, they produce alcohols and certain things, and you ask them, okay, where can I find you? Are you in the supermarkets? Are you on the shelves? And the answers are always no. It's always a resounding no, or not yet, or there's too much red tape, or I'm waiting on this. They need all of these documentations, which is understandable. And sometimes they do have the documentation, but there's always something, something stopping them from being on the shelves at Massey, or walking to Dax and seeing them on the shelves and ready to purchase. So you would have to track down these people and find them on social media. We have like I said earlier, there's no space to house all of these things. You go to the vendor's arcade and you walk in, and sad to say there's a lot of things that are imported. Most of them are not locally made. Locally produced, nothing. They basically just have been printed, made in St. Lucia or from St. Lucia, but they're not. And so just like they have their house, we need to have a space as our own as well. I do believe that the powers that be need to work on that. That's something that they do need to produce.
According to St. Louis, the support received by local organizations in aiding small businesses has its limits. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.